Hey, hello. I just thought I'd do like another video because it's just got me thinking right now. Like, is it worth working these days? And I've talked about this in the past, with like my anti-work video and like other videos and so on. And yeah, I just that question: is it worth working these days with the current state of the country, the current state of the world, this Labour government, and even with the Tories involved, it weren't good. And does work is work really a means to an end anymore? And in recent years, I've been like set up to not work because if you've not watched my previous videos, I've got a diagnosis of Asperger's. I've got a mentally ill in the past where I've been sectioned in hospital, and I've never needed to work really. I've always had that option not to work. I've had an ambition to work, but it depends what it is, and yeah, um, but I've discussed this before. There's this question like, is it worth working anymore? Like, would work guarantee me a stable life? Would it guarantee me a house? Would it guarantee me more than enough money to live off? There may be a time where I want children one day, but would it guarantee me to give my children a good life? That's a nice stable life, and I don't think it is really, especially when you're working class. Because in Britain, like British people are usually known that could still have quite a good life who are working class, but these days I don't think that's the case with our rigged government. And just doesn't seem worth it anymore. And with my current situation, with being mentally ill, being sectioned, being in supported living, it's going to be very difficult for me to get a job, to live a normal life. So I had a support worker. She's not here anymore. And like last year, I was quite eager to get a job. I was fairly active looking for a job, or best of my ability, where I was applying for jobs. Like I applied for a few like HMV jobs because I thought with what my interest is in, that's a job that probably suits me. I emailed people like, I don't know, I emailed a few like record stores, but I feel like that's one of those sort of places where it's quite hard to get a job, where they only hire people based on if you know them, where it's quite cliquey. And I applied for a few of these shitty 0 hour contract jobs like Showsec, I very nearly did that, but pulled out because I decided it was probably best that I didn't do that because it could mess my benefits up, mess things up, and decided to switch up my volunteering instead. And one of these like 0 hour contract jobs, doing a bit of like bar work, like concert venues under O2. So like these are O2 sort of venues, like O2 Academy in Manchester or the O2 Ritz in Manchester, places like that. Or I think like there's one called Victoria Warehouse, which is near Old Trafford, but that's a bit out of the way for me, I think. To be honest, this is probably stuff I should have done at university, really, if anything. But I probably wasn't really in the right frame of mind to do it. Well, yeah, they're like the sort of jobs I was going for, but I chose to switch up my volunteering instead because I was doing Oxfam at the time because I got into the ad space where I was quite active looking for jobs, but I was finding it very difficult to look for jobs, and I came to the conclusion of I'll just volunteer for a year, and after that I'll start looking for work. But that's not really turned out to be the case. So yeah, I did Oxfam for a year, which is kind of like record store sort of experience, but ultimately it's a charity shop, so we do a bit of everything, but mostly I was on vinyls, like cleaning vinyls, pricing vinyls, because I did that mostly because I was quite comfortable doing that. And if I ever get a chance where I could get paid doing that, which I thought was quite straightforward work, kind of where I had opportunities to be quite lazy, to be honest, I'd quite happily do that, I think. But yeah, I thought, yeah, I've done this for over a year, I'll switch up and I'll do theatre, work in front of the house in a theatre, like serving pizzas and stuff like that. It's too bad, really. But with my current situation, being in supported living, I do feel like I'm set up to fail, like I'm set up to go the opposite direction where I can't get a job, otherwise I might lose my benefits or I might lose my house. Maybe I need to like talk to someone about that where I can transition a bit, but it's also got me thinking, is it worth working anymore? Where you hear stories of people don't get paid enough. I don't think a job's really stable. Like you can get a job, but you can lose it the next minute, where you can get made redundant. You get taxed for this and that, and taxes are just getting higher and higher and higher with a corrupt fucking government, which I think ruins this country. And with my current situation, I just feel like it's not even worth working anymore. But when you're in my current situation in spoiled living where you don't work and you're on a load of benefits, it can make you feel like fucking shit. Like I feel like shit sometimes. I feel like I've got a potential to do something, but it's like you're not allowed to do it. I just don't think that's right, really. Like this government's corrupt to its core, rotten to its fucking core, to be honest. It's just like it's rigged against you, where vulnerable adults get categorised into a box. And I'm a black sheep. I feel like I've always been a black sheep, to be honest. I've been the outsider, I've been different. I feel like I was the black sheep of my family. I was a black sheep at school, I think. And if you're not part of a clique, because I do think there's a big cliquey culture in England when it comes to stuff, especially in school, you're seen as invisible. I feel fucking invisible. And that's how I felt at school towards the end. But I just think I was in a toxic environment where people around that age are just toxic. And to a level, it's probably still like that to this day, where I'm just the outsider. Like with my dad and stuff, I was treated like a black sheep, I think, when I lived at home. I was treated like I was a bad person, even when I was doing nothing sometimes. And yeah, it's why, like, just not fitting into how the world works. And I just think it's the way the world works where it's so systemized. Because if you don't do this to a certain way, you can lose this. And it's purely down to the corruption of the government. And I think any government's corrupt, but the one in Britain is corrupt to its fucking core, especially these days. Where they probably could choose to change it. They could change it, but they choose not to. It keeps the rich rich and the poor poor. And people like me suffer from it. Where I could have a potential to be good at something. But the way the system is just keeps me in that same place where I'm deemed as vulnerable, and when you're in supported living, you're treated like you're vulnerable by certain people. You're treated like you're not quite right in the head. Like you can't think for yourself. Because I had like one sport worker who's not with me who was very overprotective. Like she'd baby you, she'd smother you to death. Like kind of talk down to you, it felt like. It treat you like how vulnerable you are. Or if you have some sort of ambition to do something, she'll try and sort you out of it, say you can't do that. Where I think she taught me out of trying to get a job and says, you can't do that, Ben, you can't do that. Or like just other things like my ambitions of maybe travelling, going abroad, and says, oh yeah, but you won't get benefits abroad. I don't plan on getting fucking benefits, I plan on working. And just annoying shit. And I don't think she was quite right in the head herself, to be honest. And talking to a few other support workers, mentioning her, I think they seem to agree. and bit scrambled, a bit all over the place with things I've noticed. I think it kind of ruined my confidence, and it don't take a lot to ruin my confidence, I don't think. It's why you need positive people around, not negative people, not toxic people, and I think I've had quite a lot of negative sort of people around me. Kind of like making you feel like you can't really do much, or you can't. Like she always says, "Oh, you're clever, you're intelligent." I don't know, she was bullshitting me and stuff, but when it comes to work, like she was like, "I don't think you can do that." Like to a level, she probably has a point, because some jobs are just so destroying and repetitive, like working in a factory, working in a warehouse. That's soul destroying, where it's just repetitive and you're treated like shit. And when you've got something like Asperger's, certain people take advantage of that. And I don't know, like last year when I first started sport, like just after I got ill, like I just thought if I had to work a normal job, I'd just do something like work in a record store, or fucking, which is basically Oxfam, or work in HMV, which is like more in line with my interests. I know something that I would have might have been okay with is like back in the day when Blockbuster was a thing, like in the early 2000s and the 90s. Like Blockbuster was probably like the fucking best store. I think that might have been perfect for me. I probably would have just worked in a Blockbuster or something, because that would have been perfect. So I don't know. I applied for a few cinema jobs as well. Like I applied for View and stuff. What I think, so that could suit me. I think nothing to do with my degree, but I don't know. I've got to that point where degrees are useless. It seems to be common for a lot of people. Like my sister knew someone that went to Oxford and isn't working a job. That's nothing to do with their degree. I was going to say something, I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, like when it comes to jobs, um, is it worth doing them anymore? Is it? I don't know. It's like I've been set up not to do it, like not to work, not to have a normal life. There might come a time where I'm forced into a job and I'm forced into doing something that I don't want to do, if like to stop my benefits or something. Or they deem me as able. I don't fucking know. But it's like, I don't know, set yourself not to be a normal person. I think big goals and ambitions, dreams, they're out of the fucking window. I think. But yeah. Yeah. I just don't know what else to say on that, I don't think. Mm. Just trying to think of what I was going to say. I don't know if I might have forgotten about it. No, yeah. Yeah, I just don't think, I don't know if it's worth working anymore because a lot of people are not even happy in the jobs. So I just don't know if it's worth doing. Oh, me, I don't even think I'd get supported into having a job that I'd like. Because it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I just don't think I'll get supported into it, to be honest. I think for now I just carry on with my volunteering, maybe switch things up a bit, test things out, see what's out there. But I think with volunteering that's quite limited because I've been looking for voluntary jobs in the past and no, it's very rare that's anything really more something a bit outdoorsy. A job that might suit me is like driving like a lawnmower, like on, I don't know, on a golf course or something. That might suit me. Something chilled out. Working in a library, but I don't know, maybe something a bit outdoorsy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say on that, but yeah, catch you in another video. Also, what I was going to mention is no matter what I do, no matter what I put on my CV, even with this volunteering, I've got a feeling that it probably won't be good enough anyway to an employer. So I kind of think it's probably game over. There's no fucking point. I just don't think the corruption of this system is that the lack of care that has been put into it. Like, it doesn't matter what I do. If I do a year at Oxfam, if I do this or if I do that for a couple of years, it's out of the fucking window. So it's like, that's just the frustrating, heartbreaking truth that an employer probably won't be willing to employ me, so it doesn't matter what effort I put into. And even if I've got relative experience, like, I don't know, fuck knows, something relevant. Like, I consider like Oxfam as fairly relevant experience for like retail sort of stuff and what I'm doing now. But it doesn't matter. I just think it's out of the fucking window, and employers are just not willing to employ, especially people like me who've got a couple of labels, deemed vulnerable, who's got a few things on the medical history. It's out of the window, it's game over, and you might as well just stick two fingers to the world and just fuck them all off. Because this world's just a load of fucking shit, really. There's a lot wrong with it. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of corruption with these higher ups, the hierarchy, and they're just fucking wankers, really. So fuck the lot of them, really. Fuck them. Well, if that ever happens where I do find it near impossible to get a job, I think I'm done. That's me done. I'd throw in the towel with it all. Just no point. Whatever education or work I've done in the past is a waste of fucking time. And that's just this reality. Why this government is corrupt, why everything's corrupt, and that's just how it is, really. Well, yeah, catch you in another video. Goodbye.